We got a new guitar here. This is guitar number 14, Telecaster number 14. This one finished up back in June. It's now almost January, so it's been a good 6 months since I've built this, and I haven't made a video about it. Really sorry about that. In the meantime, things got really busy for me. I bought a house, I got started a new job, I started music therapy practice as well here. Been setting up my house, setting up my job as well my guitar building shop as well, to try and get everything working for me, and it's just taking a lot of time. But I got number 14 here that I'd like to show you, and later on number 15 here, and I've also got a bass in the works for the future. But today we're going to concentrate on number 14 here. This was something that I built with as a bit of a collaboration with the client. They wanted some specific things to happen with their guitar, based on the woods that I had, and this is sort of what we came up with here. Eventually we decided that it's good, but the client had changed what they wanted a little bit, so we ended up making this one for the client. So this one's sold. This one is currently still up for sale now. You can find it on Reaver, or you can message me directly if it's still available. But we'll go through the specs first, and then I'll add another video for the demo. This is a drophorn telly kind of style that I've been doing quite a lot of lately. So basically what I have is a typical Telecaster body, but without the horn here. And then also the headstock is reverse, so generally the tuners are up top and now they're on the bottom. And I use the right tuner, so they turn the same way, so it's not awkward for your hand. I also have relief cuts on the back here, so everything's nicely beveled, so it's easy to get up there. And same thing on the contact points between your body and the guitar. So over here where your arm goes, there's nice relief. And same thing with the belly here. They're not like Strat, contours like these ones here, but they're quite comfortable. And they're certainly not like a jagged, like big telly. Some Telecasters are really uncomfortable to play, I find, because they don't have relief. So that's why I get that there. Starting up here, we have Gotoh tuners. They're the correct way, which is great. I have a little string tree here. I've got a truss rod that goes the length of the neck, and I've got a bone nut. There's 22 frets that are nickel steel, and the medium high fret, so they should have years and years of wear before they ever get worn down and need to be replaced. There's fret markers all the way up to the 22nd fret here. And instead of having it on the 9th fret like I usually do, the client asks for number 10, so I have a fret at the 10th, and also at the 20th fret up here. 22nd fret, yeah, that's right. And then there's also a piece of maple veneer across the 12th fret, which I do once in a while. I don't have any guitars with that right now here, but I've done quite a few guitars with maple veneer across the side marker and the front marker. There's a piece of roasted maple here for the guitar neck with a good amount of birdseye in it. It's really lovely. It's got some flame in it as well. And then there's also a piece of Katalox on the top, which is kind of like an ebony substitute. And both of these pieces are finished with tru-oil, 4 coats of tru-oil, and then some quadruple aught steel wool to kind of buff it all out and give it a nice shine and make sure it's nice and glossy. This guitar feels amazing on the neck here. It's just really easy to play. I find it's really comfortable to go all the way up to the 22nd fret. It's easy to get up there. You don't have to do any kind of crazy stretches like that to play. And the intonation is really good on this one too. So I'm really quite satisfied, quite happy with that. For the body, we have a piece of black walnut that I've covered with milk paint that was dyed to this color. On top of that, we have some epoxy to give it some nice strength and durability, and tru-oil to kind of put a coat on top of the epoxy to make it more moisture resistant and UV resistant, to give it a lot of good resistance there. And then there's also a coat of finishing wax on top of that. That's been buffed out to a satin finish, let's say. Most of the time I go satin or maybe like a low gloss on my finishes. I think that's just exactly where I like it. The black Limba is a little toppier than mahogany, if you will. You still get a short, kind of dense note to it, dense tone to it, but it's a little higher in the range than the mahogany would be. Mahogany is generally more of a mellow tone. This one might be a touch brighter than. And then with the maple neck and the ebony cap on it there, it makes a nice guitar that easily cuts through the mix, I find. For the pickups, I'm using these Firebird style pickups. They're generic pickups. They're wound really hot. They're at 12 or 13 kilo ohm output, which is crazy hot. One of the hottest pickups out there I've ever played with. I'm sure there's hotter ones, but they're plenty loud. Generally speaking, if I switch between a Strat and something like this here, I have to really change the settings on my amp, or figure out something with the pedals, or play with the knobs here to make it matched. We've got Firebird pickups here, three-way switch, just a generic import style switch. I'm quite happy with them. I don't find they ever get intermittent, so that's what I go with. I've got Bourne's potentiometers here, which have a lot of resistance to them, so they don't move around on you, and they give it a nice feel, and they won't change when you're playing. If you're strumming and you kind of hit it, it's probably not going to change. It might change a little bit, but not that much. But that's mostly your fault for strumming too hard anyway. So for the tone and the volume, that's what I've got. I've got a .033 orange drop capacitor in there. It's quite a chunky cap. It gives a nice balance to this instrument, and between the pickups, the tone woods and everything, it needs to be bright, darkened a little bit sometimes, I find, but all the way bright is fine too. With that .033, I have a lot of range that I can play with, and it's really satisfying. There's a pure tone output jack here. That's just an Mason jack. I did a little video on my Instagram about why I like it so much, but basically there's two prongs that hold the cable on. There's two prongs that hold the cable here, and two up here where the signal is coming through, as opposed to just one prong, which is what most other systems do. Two prongs are better than one, so it's a no-brainer for me. I've got some conductive paint that's been ground together between all the cavities here, and that makes for a super quiet guitar. These are humbuckers, but they sound kind of like single coils, so they're already fairly quiet. And then with the grounding as well, it makes for a really, really quiet guitar. So this one, you can be on and all you hear is the amp noise. You don't hear the buzz of anything else. And it's just amazing. Your dynamics come out a lot more. You're able to be more expressive when you play. And you're not annoyed by the hum or like how the sound changes sometimes when you touch the strings if you let go of them. Some of the other guitars that are grounded properly, if you let them go, they start humming, and then you touch them and they start buzzing again, and that, I find that's really annoying sometimes, but this one does not do that at all. It's really great. I've got a single ply black pickguard here that's got the matte side out. So it's not shiny, it's kind of a matte, non-reflective finish on the plastic, well, on the vinyl. I've got two giant strap pins, which I really like. Holding the neck together are three stainless steel screws and countersunk washers. They go pretty much all the way to the fretboard, so there's plenty of grab there, they're not moving around. But I can still move the neck quite a lot when I'm playing. If I hold a chord, I can do some chords to my playing by changing the neck a little bit, by pressing on the neck and pulling and pushing, which is something that I really enjoy. And it's with the three screws there, it's not going to go anywhere. I've got also four rules for stringing the strings through the body, which is my preferred way of doing it. But you can also string through the top here. And for the bridge, I've got a 4-string Strat hardtail kind of style bridge, which I really like. So they have adjustment for intonation, so the length of the string, and also for height of the string. With the 4 strings and the maple and the Katalox here, the neck doesn't really move at all, ever. But you have a lot of adjustment here just in case it does. If you go to like a very different climate, things might move around on you. So you have a lot of adjustability between the truss rod and the saddles here to get the intonation to play, and the string height to match what you want and what you need. Right now I have it strung out for a medium set, which is a 12 up to a 48. So there's about 20 pounds of pressure or tension on the strings. which is about a medium setup on an electric guitar, which is kind of what I like. That's how I like to play. But you can definitely have it. You can have it strung out for something lighter or something heavier if you want, or different tunings. This is G, D, A, E, so it's like a mandolin, but an octave lower with one string instead of two. And that just makes sense to me. I played a lot of Bach when I started making these, and that tuning made sense. So I could just read all the partitas and sonatas and learn the instrument that way. The scale length is 22.5 inches long, and the radius is a 9.5 inch radius on the fretboard. So you can bend on here, but it's not super circular, so there's a lot of playability, I find. So overall, this is a super high performance instrument for sure. It's a great way to learn a different tuning, a different way of playing your guitar if you want, or if you're really into it, you'll be very satisfied playing, almost any style of music on here. No, I would say you can play any style of music on here. It's like a Telecaster. Everything a Telecaster can do, this thing can do as well. It just looks a little different. It's a little smaller. Tuning's a little different, but it does sound very similar. you.